Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It's time for Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Wednesday morning, it's December 13th. My name's Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning at the Coffee Ann table. We'll say good morning to Woonsocket City Council President John Ward. Good morning, John.
Good morning. How are you, Joe? Good morning, everyone out there.
Nice to have you here. Filling
Nice
in
to be
for
here.
Tim Draper today, Amanda LaRose from Navigate Credit Union. Hi, Amanda.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Where's Tim again? He mentioned it last week. I forget where.
Tim is at the ribbon cutting for our brand new branch
in
Providence.
All right, very good. And we expect Melissa Smith to be here, but we're told that she's having a little, not she, but her daughter's having a little car issue. Not starting in the cold weather. Is that the issue?
She didn't say.
It's a little car. We'll find out from Melissa when she breezes in here and in due time. First thing we want to mention right off the bat, we got word this morning. I don't know if you've heard yet, John, but we heard this morning that Larry Poitras' wife passed away.
Oh, she did. I'm so sorry to hear
this
that.
morning, and we were very sorry to hear that. We got word about 6:30 this morning that took place. So, condolences to Larry and the whole Poitras family on the passing
absolutely.
of his wife. All right. We did get a note that was called on just before the show, and it deals with the whole Washington Bridge in East Providence. And boy, if you can stay away from that area, I would. But the note says someone missed something big time, too close to the Washington Bridge. Big time to close the Washington Bridge without proper notification. Many events had to be canceled. I mean, this is a major screw up. And John, where do you think the screw up starts? Amanda, where does it start?
It starts, I guess, at the bottom of the bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where the issues are, right?
I mean, it's one of those things that I tend to look to the top, and I want to go after the reports of earlier notification, and why something wasn't done earlier. And you know, it's hard to convince anybody that in this state who has had to travel over those bridges that they've been repairing them forever. When does it? And with all the
But
work
also here, we're not repairing bridges at all. So are we repairing that one and not doing a good job, or are we just
I guess
sending people out there to take a look at it?
I guess they were. I know they were repairing. I guess when they repaired bridges, oftentimes they're just repairing the decks where the concrete is below and the pavement on top, and the steel beams up at the top that hold up the deck. And a lot of work gets done in that regard. They don't often work on the foundations.
Yeah,
down
on the
at
structure
bottom.
that's holding the
And
whole thing up.
apparently, that's what's the problem is here.
Semantics.
Nobody was looking at the bottom. So
Hey, look at that crack. Yeah.
yeah, and so I mean, even now you drive down 146, the bridges they're replacing on 295 are the decks,
Yeah.
the crossovers. I don't know if they're looking at the bottom to see how those are holding up.
Well, maybe someone will now that this thing has happened with the
Maybe.
Washington Bridge. Maybe we should look at
Maybe
what's holding this thing
then we
up.
can finish them and then close them again, so we can fix the bottom half. It's frustrating because
It is.
You know, they can't last forever. They say this bridges were built in the late 60s.
1968.
68.
And
So we're talking what? What's that?
50 years.
55 years?
Almost 50 years, yeah.
Oh,
A little over 50 years.
Over 50.
Yeah. And these things have never been replaced. So
Well, but again, it's down at the base of the bridge. I don't know how
it can't be
I don't know
bothered.
how you do repairs on pieces of the base of the bridge. Yeah, that easily. If it's as easy as doing it at the top, I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know. But if these things were notified to DOT earlier, somebody's should be. In trouble.
I'm hearing that.
There's a
as
lot
well.
of talk about that.
Yeah, that it was reported years ago. And
Interestingly-
like, we'll just sit on it for a while.
Interestingly, the article I read this morning about it says that the engineer who reported it, who they have not received the name of yet, which was kind of odd. It's like the employee who reported it hasn't been identified with a name.
It's like
I
passing
wonder
in
why.
It's like passing in a paper at school without signing your name to it.
Maybe he's
Should
got
be able to know right away.
maybe he's got more to say than just what the PR is. I don't know.
So East Providence schools have decided to go to distance learning there, at least for at least till the end of. I mean, the semester's almost over. It ends next week. But Saint Mary Academy Bayview have said, okay, Christmas vacation has started. Stay
Wow.
home.
Wow.
Yeah, for the next 4 weeks, basically. 4 weeks. So the rest of this
Great.
week, 1, 2,
So they'll be
well,
able to,
2.5 weeks.
They'll be able to finish the school
But-
year by the 4th of July.
But the problem when they come back in January is still going to be there.
Yeah, it's not
So
going away.
what does St. Mary's think is going to happen in January?
Apparently, they're going to split the one side of the bridge to 2 lanes and 2 lanes either way. It will still be an
By January?
incredible log
Oh,
jam,
yeah,
but it'll be less so than it is now.
they hope.
Now we have to, people who say, well, it would have been so nice to live in the good old days. The good old days would have had you taking a ferry across that
Oh,
river.
yeah, that's true. Now, Amanda, there's branches of Navigant in that general area.
Yes. Yep.
So
we have.
how are you workers there dealing with this situation?
I haven't heard much about the branches in. We have one right in Riverside. I haven't checked in with them to see, but I think most of them live relatively close to the area. And at this point, we understand, like if you're late, you're late.
Yeah,
It's
guess
gonna
where I was.
happen, and yeah, it's
But
not
that-
like.
That doesn't mean on Monday you'll come in on Tuesday, right?
No. No. We still need to operate, but I think it's just, unfortunately, it's a horrible situation, and everybody just needs to be patient and just understand that maybe you need to leave a little earlier, and
Well, which one of your employees it took 4 hours to get to work?
somebody to go to the Pawtucket branch. Yeah, 2 hours.
Were they okay? 2 hours.
Yep.
Were they in East Providence trying to get to Pawtucket?
I believe so. Yes.
All right. Well, and I heard traffic was backing up down Newport Avenue into Pawtucket. I wonder if it made it all the way to South Attleboro.
This is not good. This is terrible, actually, for me.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because I golf in a league in Rehoboth.
Oh, okay.
And every time I go, it says get on 146 to 195.
Yep.
And no. So that means it's going to take me through Pawtucket, but that's not going to help, apparently.
No
if
matter
everyone
what
else,
alternative
if
route you
everyone
take
else is
is
in
bad.
Pawtucket, it might take me out. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go to Taunton.
Maybe you
come
should
down,
go to
Maybe I'll have to go to
Lincoln.
Taunton, come down 24, and come back.
God.
Maybe you should go to Lincoln and rent a charter plane and then
charter-
fly
there you
into
go.
Rehoboth, and you get there even faster.
Or a helicopter.
Yeah.
So,
That'll be much less expensive. So,
no.
but yeah, each and I've the message boards are around 295 coming south,
Yeah.
warning about what's going on in East Providence, and then it just says seek alternate routes. I said every alternate route is going to be just as lousy.
Well, but even for truckers coming up out of Connecticut,
what are
New
they
York,
gonna
and
do?
the rest of the East Coast, if they're coming up 95, they should
Yeah.
have warning signs to tell them to cross the Jamestown and Newport bridges to come up to the other side of the bay, because that's going to be clearly the fastest way for them to go.
But wasn't there a problem on the?
But they're busy working on the Newport
yeah,
bridge.
that's right. There was problems on the Pell
Yep.
Bridge, and I was talking with Melissa. She's got a colleague, and they had to go over the Pell Bridge and try to get to the State House at the same time, and it was all bad. No matter which way they had to leave, it was not good.
Sometimes you don't realize how
How small we really are.
underplanned we are.
Yeah.
But I do have to, when I go to Virginia, frequently, I cross the Delaware Bridge. And then, of course, I cross the Pell Bridge. And the Pell Bridge is 4 lanes, no divider, barely able to get 4 cars on across. The Delaware Bridge is like 5 lanes on each side. And I've even seen where they were working on a lane in one side and they closed it and they crossed over the traffic, and I was coming in the opposite direction in the high-speed lane on the passing lane on the other side. I mean, it's a huge, huge bridge. And you get to the Pell Bridge, and it's like, you always think of it as something big.
Yeah, it's really not compared
It's
to
really
others.
not that big.
Big in Rhode
and
Island, but other
now-
places, no.
Now it shows you how important it is to have the extra space, the extra size for these emergency situations. Because there's going to be a lot of traffic crossing Jamestown, or let's get it right, John, the Verrazano and the Pell Bridge.
They just had an accident.
To get up to, and of course that's
Yeah.
going to put a lot of traffic going through Newport and Middletown just to get to the highway.
They just had an accident on the Pell Bridge. 2-car accident.
It's just,
Nobody was hurt, which is good. But
no, but
but you're right. It's so narrow.
there's no divider. It's so narrow, so
Yeah.
2-car accident can close the
We
bridge.
can close it down, basically. Yeah. All right. So it's just we got no good answers for this,
No.
and we just move on, and and hope you can avoid the area if at all possible. The only thing I thought of is people in this area, Northern Rhode Island. Well, maybe they don't go down that way as often, but you never know when you have to get to Swansea.
But just to point
And
out,
what's the best way to go now?
Well,
if you
think
have to get
about
there?
Kettle Point, right? Kettle. How many people go to Kettle Point for the doctors,
Yeah.
right? University Orthopedic. That's going to take a huge hit,
yes.
you know. So
But I think this is what will point out the difference in the fact that people immediately started saying, well, look, they replaced the whole bridge in Pennsylvania in the span of, I don't know, a week.
Right. Yeah.
But that was the deck
Yeah.
that fell.
Yeah.
And
Not
again,
the
the
support.
deck is cross beams, you know, the wiring, the cement, the concrete slab, and pavement. And so to assemble that like you would erect a set,
Yeah.
and then just drop it there,
Drop it in, right?
is a lot different than actually having to brace something from down below and take out pieces and put in pieces. It's not a fast process. So I'm sure this is not going to be a fast process.
Oh, of course not. All right, Melissa Smith has joined us. Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Nice of you to be here.
I was not stuck in East Providence. I was listening on the way in, though.
But you can always use that as an excuse. Oh,
Okay.
and
I
everyone's
would
going to
have
say,
rather that
everyone's going to
excuse
say,
than my
well,
warning.
okay.
Well, there was a time if she said she lived on the other side of School Street, she'd never get across the bridge. And
That's true.
You know.
True story.
that took what, 2 years to replace a little span like that?
Oh my gosh. What I can share, because I was listening to you all on the ride in.
Yeah.
The one thing that has been troubling us, I'm basically never going through Providence for the next 3 months. I'm just changing all my plans. But kids sporting events, like I was at my daughter's basketball meeting last night. We got the schedule, and any game in Providence or Pawtucket, I'm like, how do you think you're going to pull off a 3:30 start time?
Pull the kids
Or a
out at
4:30
noon.
start time. You know what I mean?
Kids
So
get out
I
of
feel
school
like
at
there's
noon
going to
and
be a greater
go.
impact. There's obviously priority is the workforce and schools and healthcare. Oh my gosh, I think about I used to work for Care New England and bop between all the hospitals and
Well, they are going to let ambulances cross the bridge,
but not fire trucks.
but not fire trucks, and only one ambulance at a time.
is that because of weight? Must be weight.
It's a weight thing, yeah. So
'Cause I thought of
if it's
all
a
of that. I'm
real
like-
I gotta say, if I
emergency-
was a patient in the ambulance,
oh, I'd
put
be
me
so
in
scared.
traffic. I am not going over the bridge. I don't care what you do. Put me on a
No.
canoe and ship me across.
Give me another IV, and I'll wait it out.
The gondolas
The
of
gondolas are
Providence.
back in action.
Of course, I did get to see I think it was, I don't know if it was on X or if it was on Facebook, but of course the first comment almost immediately comes out, people will die. Rescue
It's
vehicles
true.
won't be able to get,
Get
where
there
they
on
have to
time.
go.
Yeah,
There's truth
People
to that.
will die.
Yeah.
Okay, we know that.
yeah. There's no need to.
What would you
speak
like us to do?
I
know?
mean,
I don't know.
Even just a handful of friends of mine. I mean, now I'm out of the hospital world and I'm into long-term care, but working at Talcahuano and living in this neck of the woods, and you're just thinking Talcahuano is just through that little area. And my friend who lives in Barberville took 4.5 hours to come home last night.
Wow.
Following along on Facebook with her, and it's like, so what do you do? These are critical, therapists and nurses, and I know that you're understanding for branch hours and maybe reducing, but we're talking about lives.
Lives are
like,
in danger.
not to diminish the
No,
work that
no,
you're doing,
yeah.
but times however many other examples. So yeah, so I just totally jumped in. It took over. Sorry about that.
No, it's quite
So,
all right.
Joe, your task is to work on teleportation.
I've been trying, doing a little my Tabitha Stevens from Samantha Stevens from Bewitched, trying to twitch my nose and move, and
Yeah.
that hasn't worked yet. But I keep saying, "Beam me up, Scotty," and I don't move. So
We've referenced
it's
the
not
Jetsons
working.
on the show a lot.
Yeah,
I feel like
there we
now's
go.
the time, right? If you've got that closet idea going where you've got a way to
Of course,
transport people in the air.
you always run the risk of becoming a Brundle fly.
yeah, that's right. Or Willy Wonka will teleport you by TV. There he is in a million pieces.
Oh God.
All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and program. You can rest, Melissa. We'll ask you for your first message after the break, so
Fantastic.
you'll be good to go. All right, more Coffee and coming up. Please stay tuned.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Hello, everyone. This is Tom Ward to wish all my friends across the Blackstone Valley a warm and memorable holiday season and a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Always make good memories.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
It's the worldwide sound of ON Radio.
It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan along with Amanda LaRose, Melissa Smith, and John Ward. And we've moved things around just a little bit. So right now, Melissa, it's time for your first message, please, from the St. Antoine community.
You probably could have recited it for me at this point, Joe. You've been around long enough.
It's a lovely area, lovely place.
That's not in my notes at all.
No?
But it is a lovely area and a lovely place. So for those of you that don't know a lot about St. Antoine Community, we are a large long-term care campus located in North Smithfield, and we're on the line of Blackstone, Mass. and Woonsocket. And on our property, we offer an expansive continuum of services that range from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have a state-of-the-art rehab center, a private hospice suite, as well as a large secured memory care unit. And the two buildings on our property are the Villa at St. Antoine, which is our 76-apartment assisted living facility, and the Residence at St. Antoine, which is our 180-bed short and long-term skilled care facility. So if you are presently at a crossroads with your loved one and trying to determine when is the right time to seek more help and support, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can call me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, now I have a question for the ladies here. It's kind of a rhetorical question.
Knew
but
he
you
was
can-
waiting for
you
me to
can-
arrive
you
for
can,
this one.
You can answer it if you like. John, just sit tight for a minute.
Okay.
How do you know when your daughter really grows up?
Oh God, why hit us with that one?
We're on two different pages of parenting
I know.
daughters. So do you want to?
No, you
think
go.
you've hit it yet? Have you hit it yet?
No, you know what? I actually feel like my daughter's 9, and I
All right, she's
feel
too young. Okay.
she's stuck in this not a kid but not a teen yet right now.
She's a tween.
But not really a tween, right?
Well, right,
'Cause-
not really.
So she's right on that line because she'll revert back and she'll be like, I want a doll, but then I want makeup or I want, and I'm like, like it's too much to handle. And so I'm not there yet, but I am in my
All
own
right.
little battle right now.
All right, then this is coming. I don't know if it's happened with you yet, Melissa.
Okay.
My daughter put up her stuff she wants for a Christmas list. She wants a Victoria's Secrets gift card.
Oh God. Okay,
I'm like,
so
that's how you know your daughter has
I have a
grown
little
up.
commentary on this one.
All right, go ahead.
So, yes.
Has
But-
your daughter done that? Has asked for that?
So not necessarily.
All right.
But I know that. So there's two lines in Victoria's Secret,
That's
and there's
correct.
two sides
You-
to the
you're-
store.
I was gonna
There
get
is
to that
one
as
side
well.
of the store, and then I don't like either side of the store
really?
for teens. Oh no,
Well,
I do not.
there's the risque side, but then there's the pink. Then there's the pink side, which is
Some of the
basically
pink side is still a
little on the risque
for,
side.
for me,
Yeah.
unless
All
you're
right.
okay with that. But what I will share is I am aware of the popularity of pink. I think my
Yes.
girls know enough not to ask for it. So of course I have a 16-year-old, almost 17.
All right.
I'm erring on the side of a bathrobe and some perfume. So I ordered them.
All right.
Hits the credit card, box comes home. My husband's like,
Who ordered?
"Oh,
who ordered?
what did
you
you
get?
order?" Which he knows, like,
Nothing.
I mean, 20 years of marriage, like,
Nothing.
there hasn't been a shipment like that in a long time. But I said to him, I got Allie something, and he's like,
What?
"Are you joking me?"
buy our
And I was like, "It's a fluffy bathrobe, some slippers, and some perfume." You know.
Oh, that's funny.
But I can see it is everywhere, and it is middle school kids are wearing this stuff,
Yeah.
and because I have one in middle school and one in high school, it is not at all for my. That is even just the brand, even just the label.
I think that's it. She wants to keep up with her. She's 18, so she's an adult, and she wants to keep up with her friends. And to say that, yeah, she
She's
bought
old
something
enough,
at Victoria's
yeah.
Secret, but I think she's just going for pajama pants. Is what she's really.
That's
I think
what
she's
you
going.
need to tell yourself.
Okay, that's what I'm telling myself.
Yes.
I actually got her one. So she'll go and she'll go buy whatever she wants to buy. You just don't need to tell me. So
There's
there you
even
go.
a difference in the gift cards that you can buy because one of them says pink and the other
That's right.
has like a red bow.
Yeah.
So make sure you even got the
Well,
one that.
I got the one that said a Victoria's Secret and there's a snowflake on it.
That
so-
sounds innocent.
So I'm like, that's
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Wow.
Things you
Thank
don't
you
have to
guys. Thank you.
This is what's coming.
This is what's
Amanda.
But I
coming.
can
I-
share with
That's
you,
right.
Amanda.
You know what? I'm okay with the dolls right now. Then.
Okay. this-
I will
then
tell you. I
instead
thought
of
you were
that.
gonna say the moment that my daughter, my youngest, I'll say, who's 13 right now, she was around the 11, 12 mark where she still secretly played with her American Girl dolls, you know. And last winter when we were cleaning out the basement, she's like, I think it's time to put those
'em away.
on the other side of the basement, you know. And you're like, oh, it killed me. It's a hard moment, so it's coming. It's okay. I'll be here for you.
Okay.
It's okay.
I need moral support on
You're
this
a,
one.
you're a few years away from the whole Victoria's Secret situation.
Before you know it, you'll get the call that I got this morning with the tire
the
pressure on the
cars.
car being low and not knowing how to read it. And yeah.
All right. On to other subjects. John, front page of today Call-in Times. We knew this was happening, but the firefighters in the city,
Yes.
everyone must be happy because you signed an agreement. How long is the agreement for?
It runs through June 30th,
Okay.
2026.
All right. But they were working without a contract for a year and a half?
A year and a half, yes.
Wow. A long time.
And, well, they were working with the old contract.
Well, right. Uh-huh.
But, yeah, it cleared up some past issues and it resolved compensation for the gap time. And then, of course, what I call the Dan McKee, let's use federal money to give everybody a bonus of the $3,000 kick that the governor started way back when. Everybody's still getting that in their contracts from back those days. And basically it's 3% increase each year.
Yeah.
Which is reasonable. You have to try to remain competitive with other fire districts. and
Yep.
Other communities. It's the same thing we ran into at the police department, and we're still in the lower end, but you do the best you can. And it seemed like a fair settlement. We got rid of a couple of grievances or arbitration issues that were folded into settling this, and that's always a good thing.
Does that include all the EMTs as well as part of the firefighters?
Yes,
Okay.
it's firefighters and the rescue
Okay.
personnel.
Are there any other contract situations that need to be taken care of?
The police and fire now are settled for a bit.
A few years. Okay.
Although the police, it's already time to negotiate theirs again.
Well, it comes up quick, eh?
Yeah, despite the fact that it was the reason for the argument with the former mayor only a little over a year ago or a year and a half ago. Yeah, it's though it's settled, it expires at the end of 24 fiscal year, and will be time to negotiate. It's time to negotiate now.
Yeah.
I think right now, though, they're working with the local 670, which is the laborers and clerical staff for the city that are in negotiation now. And I don't remember exactly when theirs expires or has expired already, but they're in negotiation.
Has the
actively.
union for the firefighters signed the agreement?
They had actually taken a vote to ratify it already.
Already?
And
Oh,
it was
okay.
up to the council to finish that. The council did it.
All right.
The way they wrote the resolution was to bring it back to the council after the whole document was put together, and we amended that to say, no, just, we know the amendments, just go sign it when it's all put together. We authorize that, so
All right.
it's not going to have to come back before the council.
Well, one less thing to worry about now, huh?
That's true.
Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to bring up something that doesn't affect me at all, but it might affect the coffee drinkers in
Okay.
the crowd. Starbucks in Providence has voted to unionize.
Okay.
There's 13 workers at a Providence Starbucks, and they've all agreed to, all right, we're going to unionize. And I'm thinking,
Nothing to fear with me. Anything to do with Starbucks has no effect whatsoever on me.
all right, ladies, you go to Starbucks at all? You're more of a Honeydew
Very,
Donuts?
very really.
Yeah.
It depends on, I think, where I am and if I really if that's my only choice. But
Okay.
I won't seek out a
A
Starbucks.
Starbucks, okay.
I feel
Melissa?
very much the same way, but my kids seem to think it's amazing, and I have.
Do they?
I just.
No respect for cash, huh?
That's where I'm coming from. So the conversation has very much become, well, at this point, you can spend your money. So I will,
That's right.
I will gladly go there, but it will be not my money buying
Yes.
you whatever treat you want.
All right.
So that's how we've sort of drawn the line.
I think that's
Very
the risk
expensive.
of becoming a cashless society. They don't respect the value of
They really don't.
the dollars because the other thing though is I wonder, and just my brothers were just posting about this new McDonald's company.
What are they
I
doing?
guess they call it Cosmac. It's COSMC.
Is
a
it
new
just- it's
store
all-
chain
it's all
they're
coffee,
opening up.
right?
It's a new chain store, and all it is drinks. And they have
Oh, all right.
they have some food that they
Yeah.
offer with your drinks, but it's like nothing but a menu of drinks, coffee-based drinks, and vitamin-based drinks, and all kinds of.
Well, as long as they bring in the ice cream machine that
Let me put it
doesn't
this
work.
way. Let me put it this way: like with most of these drinks, I'm sure it is just another way to put sugar in your body, because all of these
Yeah.
things are nothing but sugar. And they got apparently these stores open up with 5 drive-through lanes, and very little food. And as a matter of fact, it's a McDonald's chain that will not offer French fries. But they're going in.
But sugar's okay.
They're going to compete in the drink business.
I feel like
all
they'd
right.
be smart to do drinks and fries.
Yeah.
You know? Do you go to McDonald's for anything but the fries? Like, that would be.
I don't go to McDonald's.
I mean, it's been a long time, but if I do, it's just for the
You still get fries
It's-
there?
It would just be for
But
fries.
yes,
Okay.
no, you're right. You're right. They used to be where you could drive through a place and get an order of fries just like a snack,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
now it's like $3.50 for an order of fries.
Yeah.
Well, the Seattle-based Starbucks says they do plan on. They're committed to a good faith collective bargaining for every unionized store. And all I can think of is now these 13 employees. They're all at one Financial Plaza in downtown Providence. I'm thinking 7 of them are just going to be laid off.
Kiosk.
They will go to kiosks, and so I think
Starbucks.
I think you're all happy that you got your living wage for these 6, but you 7 are out of a job now.
I mean,
Yeah.
Congratulations,
They're
you got
so
what you
hooked
want.
into technology. But I know in most McDonald's now, if you go in,
Well, they don't take your
they
order
don't
at
take
the
your
door,
order.
at
You
the
have to
counter.
order at a kiosk.
Yeah.
Same thing I think with Burger King.
Panera has that option.
And I've
now,
had
too.
the experience.
It's not even an
going in-
option. You have to do it.
I've had the experience thinking, well, I'm not going to go to drive-through because the line's crazy at the Dunkin' Donuts, so I'm going to walk inside. And then you walk inside and you stand there, and you wait while they take care of all the drive-through people.
First.
But this is why, like,
getting
young
those
kids
orders
have
ready.
anxiety talking to strangers. Like, I have
Yeah.
a teenager or a 13-year-old who struggles walking up to a stranger or placing an order anywhere or going to buy something in a store because half the places now you're not even talking to someone. You're just punching in an order and
Right.
you don't have to talk to anybody.
Part of the problem then with the fast food in the Dunkins and the Starbucks is they have a clock at the window, and they're
Oh, I
taught
know, they're being timed.
in and out, and yet if you don't hit it,
Timed.
you get penalized if you're not hitting your times correctly.
you know,
But if you're standing there, that doesn't matter.
I mean, my wife's worked as customer service for most of her life, and I now have become this person. And I shake my head and I say, "Customer service is no such thing." I was in.
Amanda's
I
ready
was-
to pounce,
I'm
by
not
the way.
gonna-
She's ready to pounce.
I should name the store, but I'm not going to name the
All
store.
right.
And I was
Oh,
in
name
this,
the
I was
store.
in this store, and I
I'll
was
tell you what it
buying
is.
some things, and I wanted to stop on the way out, get my lottery ticket, and I had a choice. You can either get it going in or get it coming out. So I went to go get it coming in, and this employee is leaning on the counter with a calculator and a pad of paper at the customer service desk.
I know where you are.
She knows it. and they're punching in the numbers and
Get closer
sort
to
of
the mic,
looking
Jeff.
at her. Excuse me, could I get a lottery ticket? It'll be a minute. I got to finish these numbers. She keeps punching in the numbers on a little calculator. And I just shook my head and I said, "Oh, there's no such thing as customer service anymore." And I'm just trying to imagine when I worked at Almax. If
If you
a
had
person
said that.
stops and asks me a question,
Yeah.
everything
Ooh,
stops.
Stops what you're doing.
Take care of this person.
Yeah.
Whatever their needs are.
Yeah.
If you have to refer them to somebody, you have to show them where something is, if you have to get something for them, reach up, pull
Yeah.
something down, whatever it is. They're
Get
the
it for
most
the
important
customer.
thing at that moment.
Yeah.
But when you're leaning on a counter, punching numbers in a calculator, and you say, it'll be a few minutes, I got to finish with these numbers.
Wow.
You know, if I were one of those people, it would have been a screaming, do you people have any idea what customer service is?
Yeah. Or someone who can't multitask.
It's the only time I think you could legitimately justify screaming, do you know who I am? Because
I'm
the
a
answer is,
customer.
I'm a customer.
The paying
Yeah.
customer.
I'm a
cash
human.
in hand.
I'm standing here. I want you to take 15 seconds out of your task
Yeah.
to punch a button,
And hand me
take
my
my
ticket.
$2, give me my ticket.
I'll be on my way.
I'll be on my way.
You have no problem with like saying to her, "Yeah, sure, absolutely, I'll sit here and wait for you. Absolutely,
No.
I'm on
Oh,
your
well,
I'm on
that-
your time." Like I feel like
Oh,
No.
that's a good one.
you're that
No.
kind of.
No, because
Customer.
my fear is, no, because I couldn't be bothered. That's too much effort, and I'm not in the mood to negotiate or debate with this person over
But
what
is that
their-
retired,
what their
John, or is that
responsibility
how
is.
you've always been?
That's how I've always been.
Okay.
Did you
I-
wait?
I'm-
Did you wait for
You
it?
know what happens is eventually I'm no longer a customer. I'm not a fighter with people who don't want to provide service. I simply go somewhere else.
So
Period.
did you walk away then?
I did.
Oh, good
I
for
just
you.
walked away. I went
Okay.
to get the grocery that I was getting. I cashed out. I went back to the counter. She wasn't busy.
Oh, hey. All right.
Oh, he went back. He gave it a second
Second
chance.
try. All
Only
right, good
because
for
I had
you.
to walk by on the way out the door.
So I
If
can
I
tell
wasn't
you,
walking by the counter on the way out the door, I would have been somewhere else.
I can tell you, being in the customer service industry for as long as I have, I refuse absolutely, whether it's Starbucks, Panera, Stop and Shop, anywhere
Mm-hmm.
that has self-serve registers, I refuse to use them. I refuse.
Even if you only have one item.
I don't care. I
Okay.
refuse.
All right.
And there's multiple reasons. One, I want that personal interaction
Yeah.
content, right? And I am the one that calls people out, especially, and I don't go anymore, but when I would go to Stop and Shop and there's a bagger and a cashier and they're talking about something and totally ignoring me.
Ignoring you.
And I'm like, I would interject, and that's me. I'm the interjector. I'm like, so that movie was really good. That's great. Do you
Jump in
mind
the
doing? Oh yeah, I
conversation.
jump right in the
Oh, that's so
conversation.
funny.
But I feel that the only way that we're still going to be continue to be a customer service society is for people to not use those self checkouts
Yeah.
and to not just look at a screen but actually talk to the humans, right?
All right.
And it keeps jobs. So
Oh, true.
You and I are very similar breeds, and I am definitely that person. And I've also done the fake phone call of, absolutely, we'll be there in 5 minutes. Hold on, I just gotta, get through the
Yep.
store really quickly. Yep, I was sure I can be there. Like, and you just try to.
All right.
prompt
The,
the
prob-
situation
the problem
along.
is some stores have nothing but self.
I won't go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll use the name. I had to stop to get something at Lowe's the other day. I walked towards the
yeah.
registers.
Nobody there.
There's one person.
They guide
Oh
you
yeah, and
to
I
it.
tell him,
They're monitoring the self-service.
and I tell him to ring me out. I went to Lowe's and he said you can use self service. I said no,
don't
you can
want
do
to.
it for me.
Yeah.
And I stood there and
And
waited.
they did.
Yep.
All
It
right.
is so true.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program. So, Melissa, it is time for your second message, please, from the St. Antoine
I know
community.
Joe is very itchy because we're behind schedule and it's all my fault. So this will be the really, really, really fast message. Just you've heard me talk about it the last couple weeks, and it's literally happening as we speak. We are in the midst of our 6th annual wreath decorating competition at St. Antoine Community. Go to the 10 Rose Avenue address, which is St. Antoine Residence, if you are interested in placing a bid on one of our 40 beautiful Christmas wreaths. Half of them were created by our lovely friends over at Navigant Credit Union. They're all stunning. Jump on our Facebook page. I'm going to be reposting the images of all 40 wreaths so you know what you have to choose from. Some of the bids are all the way up to $100 at this point, so we're very excited. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's not about raising money, although that is a bonus at the end of this project. It's really about bringing joy to our community and a little sprinkle of the holiday spirit. So swing by, check them out. Spread the word, but you only have until next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. That's when we're going to be calling all of our winners. So you have until then to get out, and 10 Rose Avenue is the address. Thank you.
All right, Melissa, thanks. The Coffee and program will continue. Time now for the weather forecast being brought to you by Compassion International.
Mostly sunny skies today with a high near 40 west wind. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 23. Thursday's weather sunny with a high of 34. Friday sunny and 48. Saturday sunny and 49. Sunday mostly cloudy skies and 47. Chance of rain coming in Sunday night and Monday. And next Tuesday, a slight chance of a shower, but partly sunny skies with a high of 43.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies with 35 degrees. Drought, war, and rising food prices have devastated families in poverty. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
This is Woonsocket City Council President John Ward. Thank you for showing your support for Woonsocket's hometown charity, the Milk Fund. Keep those bids coming. my wife Kathy and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
All right, Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with John Ward, Melissa Smith, and Amanda LaRose. And Amanda, time for our first message, please, from Navigant Credit Union.
Oh, perfect. So Navigant Credit Union has some great CD rates out there. We have anywhere from 7 to 5 years, so 7 months to 5-year terms. Our 7-month, I just wanted to highlight that one, with the interest rate of 4.89 and an annual percentage yield of 5%. That is for a 7-month, and it is compounding monthly. So if you have any questions, you're looking for any other CD rates or any other terms, please visit our website at www.navigantcu.org or call our contact center at 401-233-4700.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And so I want to run this by Amanda. This is a good customer service story. And see if you agree with what I did. Let's see if all of you agree with what I did. Because I was the one that worked at the store at this point. This was the store is no longer in business, CompUSA. And we had a long line at one of our desks for a checkout or whatever was going on. And I jumped in, and someone else had to go on break. So I started working, getting people out and trying to move the line along as fast as I could. And I was working with someone, and we were finishing up, and right next to me, the phone rang. And I ignored it.
Yep.
And I brought the next person came up who was a woman, and she said, and I said, okay, next. And she said, aren't you going to answer the phone? I said, no. Someone else will get it. But it's ringing. And I said, I know, but you're standing right in front of me. So I'm going to help you. You're more important than the person on the phone. She walked away and didn't purchase what she had come to purchase because I didn't stop and answer the phone.
Huh?
I thought, boy, that was bizarre.
Opposite.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was the opposite. And then the guy next in line thanked me for not answering the phone.
Maybe she wanted to know who was on the phone.
I don't know what the problem was. I'm like, wow.
I think
well,
you
okay,
absolutely
move along.
did the right thing.
Well, thank you. Okay, I thought so too.
I think the only other thing you could have done was saying, come on up, CompUSA, please hold a
Oh,
minute.
please
We'll be
hold.
right with you, and place it on hold.
But I knew I'd be there. They'd be on hold for 10 minutes or
Right,
15 minutes. It's such a
right.
long time. So I'd
And
rather, nope.
I think absolutely I would have done the same thing.
All right.
When I have a member sitting with me, or I mean, now granted, if there's an emergency calling through, nowadays you have caller ID on everything, and if
Yeah, back
you
then
know,
they
if the
didn't.
loved one calling you 7 times and you keep denying, they keep calling, and then there's something wrong, you might want to excuse yourself. But for a phone call that's coming in that you don't know who it is, absolutely, member in front of you.
You're making me laugh 7 times. I'm like, wait, I feel like you're laughing for the same reason.
Well,
Your daughter's
that-
when she gets older, it's gonna be
That and the
badgering.
fact, I had a conversation with someone about the fact that I don't leave messages anymore on cell phones because no one listens.
No one knows.
Oh, I
But when they
love
see you've called,
messages.
they'll call you back.
Yeah.
So if I call and nobody answers, it goes to voicemail and I hang up.
Mm-hmm.
And inevitably I get a call back, except from my children. So when I call them, I don't leave a message and then I text them.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I'll get their attention is sending a text
Oh my
message.
God. We have
Sometimes
a
it takes a day.
we have a two call code system in our house. The second attempt means something's wrong, but usually it's nothing.
So
with
you
my
call, hang up, and then call back?
Call right back again.
Okay.
Like if you're
That
not
means this is
answering after the
important.
first time, the second time means okay, something's not right.
All right.
But
Well,
it's
good
kind
code.
of become a gray area now
Yeah.
and not as black and white defined when your kid calls you 2 times in a
So-
row, and it really has to do with just what should I have for a snack after school because there's nothing left in the cabinet.
That's an
I-
emergency?
I think that means it's time for me to create a thing called a family emergency alert
Yes.
as an app.
Yes.
So that it'll only be person to person, specific people.
Yep.
So that you open this app and you hit it and it alerts your family that you have an emergency. That's why they're calling.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We used to
Not
do that.
other people in general, just the particular
Yesterday-
contacts you want to notify. of
Perfect
an
example,
emergency.
Monday, I was driving my daughter to school, and my mom was coming to my house to make cookies, because we make cookies every year. So I'm driving my daughter to school, and my mom calls. And I knew that my mom was coming to my house, but I didn't want my daughter knowing, because then she would want to stay home from school. So I denied the phone call on my car phone. on the car, right? So I drive a little bit further. The phone rings again. It's my mom. So my daughter goes, "Why don't you just answer?" I said, "Oh, no, it's fine. I'll call her back after." So I hit ignore, drive a little bit further. My mom calls me again. So I go, "Yes, Mom, how can I help you? I'm dropping my daughter off at school." And she goes, "What's the code to your garage?" And I went,
There you go.
"This is not."
Give
You
away.
did the setup too, because you were like, "I literally have your granddaughter in the car right,
Right,
now.
right.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Don't say anything."
Yep.
Didn't pick up on it.
Oh.
Back before the cell phones, everyone got one. Before that, do you remember everyone had beepers?
Oh yeah,
For a little while?
911.
Oh,
Nine. That's how you knew.
143.
Well, when if my wife would call me, leave her phone number, and then 911 after it. Okay, it's an emergency. Give her a call. If there was
Yeah.
no 911, okay, I'll get to it when I get
You
to
gotta
it.
find the closest payphone.
Something's up. That's right.
Do you remember when the reputation of having a beeper shifted from you're a drug dealer into you're
You're-
wicked cool?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
wicked.
yeah.
Yep.
By the way, on a different note, before another not a Copy USA story, but I lost out on a promotion because that was one of the questions by the district manager for another store I worked at. What do you do when there's a customer in front of you and the phone rings? And I told her exactly what I would do, the exact same thing, because the customer standing in front of you is more important. And they were 180 degrees the other way. No, their thinking was the person in front of you who's standing there with their money, you already have that sale. The person on the phone
Could be a
is
different
not
sale.
a sale yet until you talk to them. So you're supposed to pick up the phone first and
Now you know why the
hold
company's
them
out of business.
and that's why they're not in business anymore. exactly
Be grateful
right.
you didn't get that promotion.
I am pretty happy I didn't get that one. So, all right, so something's going on with
That and
the.
the fact they never got beyond the 8-bit chipsets.
There's a former is it a former? Yeah, former Cranston City Councilor. He's in prison,
Good for him.
but they won't tell you why.
Is that the guy that they found on crack
Yeah,
Falling
back
out
in
of his-
May,
falling out of
drug
his car.
charges, and then on molestation charges.
molestation charges? Yeah.
But then he's back in custody, but they won't tell you why.
oh,
And like, isn't that interesting? And then there's the city councilor in Central Falls.
Oh, I just
who-
saw that.
Who
yeah.
did a health check? Someone called a health check for him,
and he was sort of
and when they
abusive
he
towards the
he let
people.
them into his apartment or house, and then he starts pushing the cops and the firefighters around. So they arrested him for assault.
I wonder what we're going to read about you in a few months from now.
Man gets angry over lottery ticket scam.
Assaults
like I
woman
said,
behind
like I
customer
said.
service desk.
I don't get angry. I simply
Just walk away.
I let my money talk somewhere else.
All right, there you go. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in the water, Cranston, Central Falls, and with the city councilors down there. So
No.
really odd. The other thing we did brought it up yesterday, but it's the kids at Brown University, and I am positive that the 20 that got arrested a month or so ago, and all the charges were dropped. And they all got together and said, "Hey, we'll get 40 of us." And don't worry, yeah, we'll get arrested,
More
but the school's just going to drop the charges, and
more
it's going to be
untouchable.
great.
Sort of like a let's get the band back together
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, we're going to go down to police headquarters, and they'll take pictures of us. We can smile for our mugshots, and we'll hang out in the prison for a little while, but no big deal. There's really no consequences to what we're about to do in taking over the president's office and not leaving.
Well.
Unless Brown changes what they're going to do, because this could be a problem.
Even the mayor of San Francisco has broken down and said this has to stop.
In the street, you mean?
The street and
Yeah.
the people who are walking into stores and just
Oh, stealing stuff?
stealing stuff, and
Oh, the videos I've seen are
the new
incredible.
district attorney is actually now prosecuting, and if they're repeat offenders,
Hey, what a great idea.
they're putting them in jail
Wow, what a
instead of just
n-
letting them out. Some they're letting out still, but they're putting them in jail if they're the people, if they're the chronic
Yeah.
thieves. And the fact is, like with many things, there's been a huge drop in the number of those crimes
of the shoplifting.
because it was a small number of people
Doing it
committing a
all the
lot
time.
of crime.
All right.
And once you get them off the streets, all of a sudden
Good,
that
it stops.
problem diminishes significantly.
Yeah.
And so even San Francisco has had enough.
All right.
And I can't wait for the day when it comes where the college campuses will become places where you learn and you have a healthy debate on issues and allow people to express themselves on matters of public policy
All right.
without retribution or without threatening that they should be killed or something like
Or I
that.
don't believe what I don't agree with what you
I'm
say,
just-
so you shouldn't be here.
To me, this whole thing that staggers me about
Yeah.
this, from the river to the sea, and for, trying to talk about genocide and all of these other things, and it's okay to talk about this way about Jews. And people make a good point. If you simply replace the word Jews with black or transgender or LGBTQ, they would practically crucify you
Yeah.
in the common. But if you use Jews, somehow
It's okay.
It's just your expression.
Mm.
You're not threatening them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's, that's not debating an idea.
Right.
That's threatening a population.
I remember.
And I can't wait for the backlash to put an end to this.
All right. Hopefully it comes soon.
Yes.
Going to school in the 80s, I was at a college campus where G. Gordon Liddy was coming to speak. And he was still big about Watergate at the time, and people showed up to argue with him, which was fine. They paid to
Perfect.
get in to argue with him, but he was allowed to come. He wasn't threatened, and it went off fine.
Well, that's the funny thing is all these free speech advocates at Harvard. I don't often
only my
pay much
speech.
attention to anything Ann Coulter says, but
Yeah.
she was on with Dan Abrams the other night, and the conversation was the fact that they're talking about all this free speech, and everything's in context. And twice now she was invited by a conservative group at Harvard to come speak, and twice she's been blocked from going
By who?
by the other population of students
Yeah, who don't
think
want her
she
there.
has no right to speak there.
Mm-hmm. Because
That's
she's
not
going to hurt their
exactly-
feelings.
It's not exactly.
A free.
I mean, she
it's a
doesn't
good
care.
discussion.
She just mocks and ridicules
Yeah.
them for doing it. But she has a point. Is that
Mhm.
I disagree with her on a lot of things, but it would be fun to get there and yell at her and debate, but not to shut her down and say you can't come here.
The president of
because-
Harvard
because your
keeps her
words-
job, by the way.
And the concept of your words are violence is
Yeah.
the most
It's inciting
ridiculous
violence,
thing.
so-
And that's the one thing I agree with Ann Coulter on. She said that's stupid.
Yeah.
Words aren't violence; they're words. If people want to say stupid things, then you just laugh at them and walk away.
Is this happening at your husband's college? Where no, where
Not that
people
I'm
where
aware
the
of, or
students
it hasn't
are.
hit the news. Let's put it that way.
I don't think
If it
that's the
is.
kind of college where they do that kind
Well,
of
I
May-
know,
may
but I'm
not
just
be.
asking. You never know when there might be an insurrection of
I visit
radical
two
students.
buildings on that campus when I go,
And
and
that's
they're
it?
both the athletic buildings. And
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I don't really venture down towards the president's office wing of the campus, but I haven't heard anything. He hasn't mentioned
So.
anything, so.
All right, cool. All right, Amanda, time for a second message, please, from Navigant Credit Union, and then we'll move on.
Perfect, thank you. So Navigant Credit Union has quite a few checking account options available for anybody and for your lifestyle. It all just is a matter of talking to one of the member service representatives and finding out what checking account best suits your needs. But our Journey Rewards checking account offers you the opportunity to earn 4.50 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000 plus refunds on ATMs nationwide. To qualify, you have to be enrolled in eStatements. You have to have a one direct deposit or an automatic payment and use your debit card 12 times a month. It's a great checking account. It's really easy to use. If you have questions or you want to learn more about it, visit our website at www.navigantcu.org or call our contact center at 401-233-4700.
All right, Amanda, thanks. More of Coffee and coming up. Stay tuned. For home-style cooked meals, you'll always be happy you decided to stop into Missy's Family Restaurant. They're open 7 days a week at 7 a.m. Breakfast is served all day. Great food, tasty food, with large portions is what you'll find at Missy's Family Restaurant. From juicy burgers and crispy fries to satisfying pasta dishes and fresh seafood. Bring your loved ones, enjoy a meal that will leave you feeling happy and satisfied. Missy's Family Restaurant, 801 Clinton Street, Woonsocket. Come on down and taste the difference.
This is Robert Stewart from Woonsocket Teachers Guild, reminding you that holidays are a season of giving. Your time, your money, and an opportunity to help others. We enjoyed the Christmas Day concert and think you will as well. May the holiday season bring you joy to you and your family. We hope that you will find a way to make the life of a child or a family member or a stranger more joyous this season. Woonsocket educators are proud of the work we do to make a difference in the lives of the youth of Woonsocket.
Christmas in New York. The Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts is hosting a bus trip to New York City on Saturday, December 16th. We'll get you to New York, and the day is yours. See the sights, visit a museum, see a show, whatever you like. The day is yours. Tickets are $90, and the bus will leave from the St. Anatson Cultural Center parking lot at 5:30 a.m. For more information or to reserve your seats, email nrica@nrica.org or call Sharon at 401-767-7432.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Amanda LaRose and Melissa Smith and John Ward. And here's something from the, I already knew this department, but marijuana use during pregnancy is being linked to low birth weight. Now, didn't your doctors tell you when you were pregnant, don't smoke marijuana? Don't drink
smoke.
alcohol.
General message: don't
Don't
smoke.
Don't smoke.
Don't drink.
Yeah, that's right. So stay away from all that stuff,
Yeah.
especially while you're pregnant. So, but yeah, a new study was published by the American Medical Association, looked over 9,000 pregnant women across the U.S. and found that cannabis use was associated with an increased risk of unhealthy outcomes, including low birth rate. Who wants to be in that group?
I find it ironic that after all these years of research surrounding smoke and not smoking while you're pregnant, they still have to do like
A study
updated
like
research.
this.
Bless you.
Yes.
Updated research like that and publish something of that magnitude. Lots of hours wasted for already knowing or
You already know.
determining what you already know.
Well, we got to keep
So,
our
yeah.
phony baloney jobs
Did
going.
you know if you drive through a red light, it's hazardous to your health?
We should do a study on that. All right. Well, that's. I always like to keep up to date on the latest studies. So.
I always love where you find these random.
Oh, they're
or
they're
how
all
you
over the
determine
place.
Your random snippets.
Vaccine hesitancy is leading to more positive cases of the flu.
Shocker.
Another shocker, yeah. Flu cases are surging, especially in the South. Experts say that some of this is due to increasing vaccine hesitancy that erupted during COVID. Texas-based infectious disease expert Peter Hotez of the Baylor College of Medicine warns against listening to anti-vaccine activists. He says they're monetizing the internet for their own benefit. Instead, Dr. Hotez is advising people to get the flu shot, and if they get sick, to take Tamiflu. I don't know. Is that an over-the-counter?
Yeah.
over the
it's-
counter.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not over the counter. Yeah, that's a prescription.
Is it?
Tamiflu.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
You
related
think
news,
it's Theraflu?
I'm thinking Theraflu.
Theraflu.
Yeah,
Oh,
Theraflu
okay.
over the counter.
Tamiflu is the prescription.
in related news, Alex Jones is back on X
Yay. I saw that. That's right. He was
under whack jobs out there spewing nonsense.
I can't believe you didn't talk about Bill Belichick
us?
Well,
Yeah.
What's to talk about?
and the rumor from last night. They're
Ah,
saying
that's
he's
just-
goodbye.
I wore a
Yeah.
sweater.
You
I've-
were
I've-
channeling your inner Bill Belichick.
But I've heard that since October.
I don't
so.
know. It was all over
That's 'cause they got nothing-
Barstool
that's 'cause they got
Sports
nothing to
and
talk
ESPN,
about. They
and
got
it was
nothing-
even on the
my-
news
my-
this
that's
That's because
morning.
there was no
My-
football last night.
Yeah,
I'm saying
because
it's
they
happening.
can't
My
talk
wife-
about Swift
my-
and Kelsey, so they got to
That's
talk about Belichick.
My wife and my children and my grandchildren all consider my emotional swings comparable to Bill Belichick.
I can see that. Your like tone and your demeanor, even. Yeah, it's pretty aligned. Now that you're pointing that out.
Right.
There was something funny yesterday on Facebook. I know John knows Amanda and Melissa. Do you know John Brian, State Rep
Yes.
John
Yes.
Brian?
No H, John.
That's right. John posted. John's a season ticket holder with the New England Patriots.
Okay.
So he posted on Facebook, "I've got 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift this Sunday at 1 p.m. By the way, the Patriots will play a game too."
Bring your binoculars.
Well, oh yeah, we're not quite sure where
She
she's
won't
going to
be
be.
singing. She won't be singing.
She's not singing. She's not performing. Oh, it's her birthday today, by the way.
Yes.
Taylor Swift is
Tay-Tay.
34 today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would just like to see her go to a game without red lipstick, without the hair and the makeup. Just be.
In the stands, someone would recognize her.
Come on.
And
The
Dick
tights
Van
and the
Dyke was
boots going to a
64
game.
when she was born.
I just, the rest of us go to a football game in a pair of jeans and boots and gear. Just
Do
au
that, huh?
naturel. It's a sporting event.
I mean,
You
like
mean
a
you
human.
don't show up
Like a
in
human.
like a dress and red lipstick and
No,
your hair?
black fishnet stockings and boots. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I
No.
always show up.
Well,
Alright.
she's up where it's warm in those luxury
I still
boxes.
don't think I'd be wearing.
Mm.
Still,
all
jeans
that.
and a sweatshirt. You know?
It is fun to watch, though. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of excited people, kids and whatnot, to see her at Gillette this weekend.
Well, they'll be looking. I don't know if she's actually going to be there. They never announce these things.
There's
think
people that
but
get
she
excited
probably
spending
will.
5 minutes in line to get a super sugar drink, $6 a bucket too.
It's true. I think she'll be here. We're close to New York.
Yep.
Yep.
So we'll see if she's going to be
Plane
here.
ride.
All right, let's see. Other things you want, or you want the weird story of the day then, Melissa? You always like when I bring up the weird stories.
Yeah, I love the weird ones.
All right. Out of Denver, Colorado, there's a bizarre burglar with a penchant for stealing women's underwear, stalking a certain neighborhood. He's actually breaking into people's homes.
I was gonna say you can't steal him off the line.
He's not off the
anymore.
line, no. And they said it's bizarre because he bypasses the electronics, the money, and medication. It goes
Just to
right
get the women's underwear.
just to get to the underwear. Now,
So this is the one that you chose.
because it's the most bizarre.
He needs your daughter's Victoria's Secret's gift card.
Yes.
I guess the question is this a city council person, like from Cranston and Central?
They haven't been
Falls?
caught yet.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know.
So we don't know. Might be a city council person.
They say a home security camera captured a possible image of the suspect, okay? But the man in the video has not been identified. So people in this area of Colorado, they're calling on police to catch the thief because they say he probably won't stop until he's actually caught, since he keeps getting away with it. So you got to keep these things
I
under
mean,
lock
you would
and key.
think. I mean, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
You're grateful that he hasn't hurt anybody.
He's not.
But
Mhm.
when is that going to change from
people are
just
home and-
right where people are home or he has
Somebody
he-
surprises them and
Yeah.
blows them away, and then they're in trouble because he was only coming to get the underwear. after
Yeah,
all.
it's that's a shame.
I feel like we're gonna leave here and come up with like a
No,
little
to quote the
pun or
Wicked Witch of the
something that
West.
has to do with
What a world!
Like-
What a world!
I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet now.
All right.
It's gonna go inappropriate. I was just thinking of one. I'm like, no, we'll say it off the air.
All right. And this is when things get out of hand. Police in Texas say a high school basketball player and his family attacked the coach after the player was benched during a game.
There are some hostile parents in the stands.
How bad is that? All right, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, this is in Willis, Texas, said the assault happened last week in the parking lot. We'll jump him in the parking lot of a high school game. The coach told police the student and his family became angry when he was benched because of his behavior toward an opposing player.
Yep.
And now he's not on the team anymore.
The 17-year-old student and his 22-year-old brother were arrested, charged with assault on a public servant. The coach is recovering from injuries. Doesn't say what his injuries are, though. But how bad is that?
Mama
No,
says,
That's awful.
That's a real thing.
That's awful.
Mama says, "Stupid is as stupid does."
You know what's going to happen is
next?
eventually they're going to ban
Parents?
fans
They-
from the stadium.
they
So
ha-
they're going to have it all televised because
They have done that
No, they
before.
have. That's already
that's-
happening.
that's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. Whatever happened to the? I'm sorry. I
Of the
just-
respect for the coach?
Yeah,
Yeah.
respect for people, not just coach.
Oh, okay.
Respect for everybody.
You're,
But
yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
clearly, I don't mean to not to excuse the kids, but clearly this is a case of parents
It is.
Oh yeah.
who were that way when they were younger.
Yeah.
It's awful.
They get
And I
very
guess his
caught up.
older brother, too, here.
Yeah, how many generations does that go back of
Right.
Yeah.
abusive people? And
But here he is, the coach is trying to teach good stuff to the student because he's probably trash talking his
Yes.
player or hitting him or whatever he's doing. Okay, you're abusing the kid that's guarding you.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the bench.
I stopped coaching a couple of years ago because of a parent who got very upset with me for benching their daughter. And this is when they were 10, 11. So
Wow.
my youngest, it was 2 years ago I stopped because of one parent that approached me for why I benched his kid. And I would rather lose than win the game. And I was like, absolutely. And
Wow.
I may be a volunteer and this may be a rec program, but I feel my role here is much bigger than the outcome of this game. And yeah, it could. I'm not saying that he would have assaulted me in the parking lot, but I also thought it was pretty
So it
gutsy
was a
to-
man that came up
Oh
to you?
yeah,
Wow.
that's her dad.
that's why Little League has trouble getting umpires
Yeah.
for games
Yeah,
and such.
but he moved her to another team, and I was perfectly okay with it. Like,
My, I always thought my son's hockey coach, when he played high school hockey, had the parents meeting, and I always liked what he said. He said, "I'll talk to you guys, the parents, about anything,
yep,
except how much playing time your son gets.
yeah,
That is between me and the player,
yep.
and not between us. So we can
Yeah.
talk about anything else,
Yeah.
but not that." And people still try to talk later on as the season goes on. How come my son's not skating as much? It's like
Yeah.
I'm not having this conversation. And
It's just very interesting to see over the years of sports watching as a parent from little to now in high school, the conversations that take place from coaches setting expectations. I just mentioned I had a middle
Yep.
school basketball
Mhm.
meeting last night. The coach outlined the expectations of the players, of the parents, et cetera. But even before every game now, the fact that they have to do an announcement of a script on behalf of the league to just
This is how you will
emphasize
act.
again proper etiquette and behavior, and
Yeah.
a ref has the right to stop a game, and
Assess
and
fouls,
And
yeah.
it has gotten to a point where there are some games that parents are asked to not attend.
Wow.
So it's really unfortunate. That's where we're at.
We did get one note that was passed in. We'll mention it just before we have to leave here. The game this weekend with the Patriots and the Chiefs is the Patriots Super Bowl this year.
Very true.
So
Very
that's
true.
right. All right, we got to run. So thank you very much for listening in, everyone. Amanda LaRose, thanks for coming in as always.
Thank you. And if I don't see you all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
Aw.
Melissa, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you next week, and then I'll tell you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Get
But
that
I'm holding it until then.
Get that tire pressure check, will you?
Oh my good God! Yes.
And John Ward, thanks for coming in.
And thank you for having me, and I'll see you next week. And we have a council meeting Monday,
All right.
and go out and enjoy the God-given day.
Very good. This is Joe Callahan. Stay tuned. Community Care Alliance is next on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.